Now let's take a look at the process for creating new base enumerations. We will get started with a few examples and then we'll switch over to Visual Studio. The X++ language has an enumerable type, or enum, which is a list of literals. You will need to create an enum in Visual Studio before you can use it. Base enum values are represented internally as integers. This means that they are stored in the database as a number instead of the value. This can be useful because it can save space in your database. The application now represents extension enum values in classes where each enum value is stored in a read-only field. This is important because it means extension values are determined at runtime, and we should not treat enum values as integers in X++ code. Each literal or enumeration can be assigned a text value through a label property. The label property is displayed to the end user in the user interface of the application. The system will automatically perform the conversion in the user interface so that no additional programming is required on the forms that display to the user. There are hundreds of enumerable types that are built into the standard application. Each enumeration has various properties that control the appearance and function of the base enumeration. For example, the enum no yes has two associated literals. That would be no and yes. Typically, this type of enumeration appears as a slider in the user interface. As you can see, this is an example here. Next, we have, for instance, the sales order status. This enumeration is used to set the status of a sales order automatically behind the scenes in code. The enum enables users to see the status of the sales order in the user interface. However, they cannot manually change the status of the sales order in the user interface. Next is ABC codes. ABC codes are used in several areas of the system to rate a customer, vendor, or item, for example. This user is presented with a list of rating options that you can select one option from the list. It would look kind of like these radio buttons here as a sample. It would show the different ratings or ABC codes. Finally is the example of a posting type. For this example, the user is displayed a variety of radio buttons. When each radio button is selected, the user interface updates with new values or information related to the selected radio button. We also have an example here of a drop-down list.